Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 10 of the Gambit Spotting Podcast. Today's episode is going to be first appearances and immediate terrible events. I'm your host, Meg, aka Punker Ducky.
Hi, I'm Funny, aka Marvel Millennial.
I'm Riley, aka Cajun Hawk, or Cajun Cajole Art on Instagram.
And I am Liv, and you can find me on Instagram as Call in the Spirits.
The main topic today is going to be the start of the Gambit Guide, and you guys are super excited for that. We're going to go over Gambit's first 5 comic book appearances, and then kind of go deeper into each one as we go. So this episode's issues are going to be Uncanny X-Men, number 266, and that's from the volume that started in 1981, just shortly after X-Men split off Adjectiveless and Uncanny X-Men into its own comics. The next issue that we're going to go into is Uncanny X-Men, number 267. Then we're going to jump to the X-Men Annual, number 14, followed by going back to Uncanny X-Men for number 270, so we're going to skip a couple, because Gambit's not in them, duh. And then we're going to finish out with New Mutants number 95 from 1983. That's when the publishing year for that one. So as I kind of went into on the Instagram, we have it broken down by volume year. So any year that you see in parentheses is the volume year of the particular volume that we're going for. That will be very helpful later on when we get into the Gambit solos, because there's Gambit 93, 94, 99. Like, those years will help you figure out which Gambit one we're going for. Same thing with New Mutants, because there's a couple iterations. Wolverine, there's a ton. So just make sure you're paying attention to those years so you know that you're reading the correct comics that we are. I think as we go forward, we're going to go and post some of the comic covers on the Instagram. That way you guys can be like, okay, this is the same picture. I'm working off the same comic.
Yeah, because, that's, to be fair, confusing.
It is very confusing.
Yeah, because anytime that I was like, oh, the X-Men Annual 1979, it's not from 1979.
It is not. That's the volume. Yes.
That it falls under.
And it gets really confusing with Uncanny X-Men, especially because it was X-Men 1963, and then at one point they split them, and then the Marvel database goes by 1981 because this is when Uncanny started, and how it kind of tracks off, and then X-Men continues with the 1963. However, on Marvel Unlimited, some of their dates are wrong, and they just go by that 1963 date because that's technically when that started, even though it was split. So it gets a little confusing, but the Marvel database does use that 1981 date. I did triple check it. So as long as you're following Marvel database, and a lot of the stuff is linked on there too, so if you look up Uncanny X-Men 1981, it's going to bring up the whole list from Volume 1 for you guys to find. So, yay! Comics are fun, and publishing dates are fun.
Publishing dates are made up and they don't matter.
Using the same names over and over and over
over here
is fun. That's how that worked out. So we're going to jump right in here to Uncanny X-Men, number 266. This is an ongoing series. The title of this particular issue is Gambit Out of the Frying Pan. The publication date when this actually came out was in August of 1990. It was not part of an event. He was just kind of dropped into the middle of the series. The writer for this one is Chris Claremont. The penciler was Mike Collins, not Jim Lee. It's important to remember because a lot of people thought it was going to be Jim Lee, and then they got bait and switched. The inker is Josef Rubinstein. The colorist is Brad Vancata. And Gambit was a lead appearance in this one. This was his first intended appearance, so it's kind of a major issue with him in it. So we all have different notes that we made into this, so we're just going to dive right into it.
Oh, wait, I have a comment.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Sorry, real quick.
Already. We're ready to
start it.
Cover artist.
Yes.
Andy Kubert.
Cover artist was Andy Kubert.
Important note, yes.
Because that cover
is
gorgeous. Yeah.
Exactly, and you open it up and you're like, that's not him either. So
it's this. For those of you following at home, it's this one, which I did get signed, and then I promptly fangirled out as Lincoln.
He's a cool guy, right?
He is. I just was like,
he's really nice.
Super cool. He's nice.
Yeah, he's really nice.
Between him and then James Asmus, meeting them at the same day, I was just like, I need to go back to the hotel and sit for a little bit because I was just. It's too much. It's too much for my little brain.
Yeah, she was practically floating for a solid hour afterwards.
It was great.
It was adorable.
If I could bottle that feeling and just live off it, I would be so happy.
I think what's hilarious is I think you basically blacked out for it because you were like, "Did I say anything dumb?" No, you're good.
It was an out of body experience the whole time. It was like I know the brain was going and the words were happening, but the recall is gone. So it was just the vibes. That's all I survived out of that. Oh Lord. So I do appreciate the out of the frying pan. I feel like this is like the first chef bit joke that we're gonna get. Like, I'm not sure if that was the intention, but that's how I'm taking it. So,
Secret origins of Chef Bit.
I do like how the first time you see Gambit in the comment is bright pink, because I feel that is very Gambit coded.
that is they're setting the.
They're setting the stage.
As we mostly
Yeah.
sit in our pink lighting.
You know, don't judge us. Hi, Gumbo. Everyone,
Hey,
Gumbo's
I love
joined
it. What are you
us.
talking about?
Gumbo's here. And say hi.
That was very sing-songy. I appreciate that.
No.
He's so cute. He's got to make up for all that time we didn't see him, you know?
Yeah,
I know.
and he's fucked off now.
No, he's just gone behind the computer to chew on cords. But anyways, back to the
That's gonna
comic.
go well.
Of course.
Back
Of
to the
course.
comic, yes.
So, so this one, we open up, we got the DH Storm. She's in a mansion outside of Cairo, Illinois, not Cairo in Egypt. And we got the Shadow
Bit of a bait
King,
switch.
and yeah. It's like, Cairo's the same, right? You know, it's like Paris, Texas is totally the same as Paris, France. Same thing.
Clearly.
Yeah, so she's being pursued by the Shadow King and his hounds. I guess she was actually going to be breaking into the mansion to steal some stuff. And then while trying to escape, she falls into a pool, and we have the very mysterious introduction of Gambit.
So I would just like to pivot for a second. Can we talk about the
Yes,
Hellhounds
please.
outfits? Because
Yeah.
I remember
Their
reading this when I was
choices.
younger, and then like going back and looking at it, I'm just like, what is happening? Like, what are the spikes tactical? Like, what are they just for? I have questions. Like, sometimes they have like a bit going on, sometimes they don't. It's just certainly some choices, and I think a lot of it has to do with Chris Claremont in
I was
particular.
gonna say it's because
Yeah.
it's Chris Claremont.
It reminds me of, what's her name? Rachel?
Yes.
Well, she's supposed to be one of those, but
yeah, she is
got like
one.
Oh, yeah.
I
But then
feel
she
like
got
the
better.
nicer.
See, I don't know anything
got,
about
like, the
her,
nicer
but she got
version of
better.
that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
She got better. It's fine.
She got better.
But like all of them kind of have that same like spandex spiky, and I'm just like, how do they get the spikes to attach? Like the material seems rippable. The spikes seem very permanent. They have like claws built in. There's a lot happening.
Oh,
so
I mean, I can tell you exactly
punk
how to do the spikes. I mean, that's just
There
it's
we
just
go.
like it's it's not even sciencey. That's just it's a sewing
Science corner
thing.
with Liv.
It's either gonna go
love
science
it.
corner or
Spirit
pineapple.
gum.
That's the two
Spirit
directions
gum.
it's gonna
Yeah.
go.
Like it's literally just like it's just like a two piece like kind of rivet that you put through the fabric. So you've got like the flat end, and then you got the pointy end. So you just kind of pop them through. Like, yeah.
Who's wasting all their time making those?
Yeah.
How many?
Do they have like a
Okay.
costumer? What is
Yeah, exactly.
the uniform?
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
anyway, I would just keep,
Surely you're catching yourself on those as well. I mean,
You would have
it's
to.
literally.
Yeah.
like how do they get
Like,
into anything? You're just gonna
how
like,
do you
like
even
going through a
sit
door.
down?
There's so much happening.
It's a two-man job,
Anyway.
that, getting that on.
I just like the first page is literally like three of these guys. One looks like Professor X, weirdly, with
Yeah.
like spikes, and
That's a
there's just-
nightmare.
There's so much happening.
Do you reckon they
like,
got
I
to
was just
pick
like
the colour?
distracted.
Right.
I would like the red spike suit versus the black
Yeah.
spike suit.
The red
But are
doesn't
the
go
red
with my
spike
complexion.
suit people like the red shirts? Or no?
They all seem to die, so I
Yeah,
don't think
true.
it really.
That's
Yeah, I don't
spoiler
think it makes a
alert, the rest of the
difference for
comic,
these guys.
They're equal
And it looks like
opportunity
they
for
got the
coloring.
little toe socks too.
Yeah, there's like
Oh
no,
no,
shoes.
the one
Oh,
where
toe
it's the
socks.
big toe on its own, and then
Yeah.
the rest
Yeah.
of
And
it.
then like
Ninja Turtles.
Bonnie pointed out, the one guy that kind of looks like Professor X has like spikes going up his torso. So like, how does he put his arms down? Like just
Yeah,
logistically.
exactly. It's just like, ow.
So the main takeaway is the hounds have very impractical.
Yes, it's very impractical for being a hellhound that's supposed to be like a battle person. Like it's not a very good battle. Anyway, moving on past the hellhounds.
Yes.
So, during the issue, I do find it funny how the Shadow King, his powers, to me, look more like what Gambit is eventually. His powers look like that pink sort of flame. So I do find it quite funny that his is green in this, but then the Shadow King has got these pink sort of flame-like, the way they depict it anyway in this issue.
Yeah, I feel like Gambit saw that and he's like, hey, that's a good vibe. Like, I should see
He is a
if I
thief.
could do that. Yeah.
There
It's like,
you
I'll
go.
be taking that. Thank you very much.
Switching colors.
Yeah. Switching sides. Anyway. I also appreciate that the first thing we see of Gambit is just his boots, and then it kind of makes that like skeff, skeff, skeff noise. So we were like debating before, like if they make noise.
Yeah.
Clearly, from their first
they do.
they make noise.
Yeah. He's
So-
intentionally
was he
making noise right here.
intentionally? Yeah.
Oh.
Was
Yeah.
he like,
Yeah.
oh hey, I'm not trying to
Yeah.
like scare the child that has fallen into a pool. Let me like make my
Right.
presence known.
Because the
I feel like
audacity
he should have
of
maybe
him.
moved a little quicker too with the child falling into the pool, because I think that's kind of like the, oh shit, I should rescue the child, not like let me take my time to stroll over there.
She was
all
climbing
nonchalant.
out. It's fine.
Yeah, she was
It's
fine.
She got better.
Yeah. Exactly. She did get better.
All I could think about was that meme that I made a couple months ago where it was like, what do you mean just standing there ominously doesn't count as socializing? Because that's all Gambit
Yeah.
seems to do, is just like
Right.
standing there ominously in the background.
In a door frame, usually.
Yeah. Lurking. Creeping.
Yeah. So he then rescues Storm from the pool, pulls her out, and then it's kind of, I guess, explained a bit more that Storm was intending on stealing some paintings from the owner of the house, who himself had them stolen for his own collection, and Gambit was doing the same thing. So we both have our little thief moment, and they're both kind of doing the, hey, let's steal from the guy who stole these Robin Hood moment.
You know, it's called bonding. They're just bonding. This issue, we also have the first Cherie dropped on panel, so we're starting off strong with the mispronunciation of that, like right off the bat, which then becomes him. So that's where that started at. Literally the first comic that he was ever introduced in. What I don't like about this is his powers are green, and they come from his eyes. And
Yeah.
thankfully they changed that, like, pretty quickly in canon. But the way there's like one panel where like his starts out coming from his eyes, and then his face turns green, and then it kind of looks like his superpower is like he's gonna barf. Like that's what that looks like to me.
Totally.
Yeah.
It just looks like he's about to be
Yeah.
seasick, and then he throws the card, and then it's like scram, and it could be vomit. Like it looks like it could be that. Like there's a lot of sound effects, and it's green, and
Yeah,
it's
the
very.
green,
I'm glad they changed it to pink
not good.
because the green was not. It was not a vibe.
I noticed that you said card there, but in
Yes.
the first issue, he doesn't use cards. He has the throwing spikes.
Oh, that's right. And it looks like a
Yeah.
little, like it's a barbed spike too. It's not even like a
Yeah.
straight spike. Like it's an angry spike.
Yeah. And doesn't he also, isn't it like a plate or something? That
Yeah, he
does?
throws
Isn't that
some-
the first thing?
Weird stuff that he just kind of finds. So yeah, the plate, he like picks it up, and stares at it aggressively, and like the green light shoots out of his eyes, and then he turns green and he throws it.
Yeah.
So glad we
there
got
were
away
some
from that.
choices. I'm kind of curious, like, did we not settle on him using cards? Like, I feel like that kind of ties into the name from the get-go.
Maybe it was
but
one of those
we don't
things where
have
it was
any
like
cards here.
intended in the script, and then he was new, so they were just like, "This works. We'll just have him throw a
Yeah.
spike." You know, because there's sometimes kind of a disconnect between the person that's writing the comic and the person that's drawing the comic.
That's true.
So maybe there wasn't clear enough notes. Clearly, they got them because in the next issue, as we see, he's got the playing cards, so they do.
Yeah.
He forgot
make
to
an
pack them.
appearance. But you know, it was an impromptu trip. He wasn't anticipating there being drama. He was just going to steal, and then Storm just fucked up his plans.
Yeah. Yep. Like, they do a lot of saving each other back and forth, which is actually kind of adorable, because it's like, he pulls her out of the pool, and then he's like, all right, child thief person, like, I'm gonna just continue my job, and you can hang out, I guess. And then she, like, starts to slip away, and then immediately gets caught again by the hounds, and he has to rescue her.
Just
Like, it's
this
not
is
going
starting-
well.
This is starting our relationship off on this weird footing here, ma'am.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I do think it plants like the earliest seed for Gambit being that like big brothering, like adopting random kids person, which we will see continuing like through his entire timeline here. Like he starts with Jubilee, and then there's X-23, and then there's the Outliers. It's something that continues to be built on, like as he goes. Is that he's just like, here's this child, I guess you're mine now. It's from his first appearance, like it's built in immediately from his characterization that he's just like, all right, I guess you're with me now, and then just kind of adopts them and keeps them forever, essentially. Which is adorable.
Literal found family. He just finds them along the
Yeah,
way.
he's just like,
Yeah.
you'll do.
We hit a lot of good kind of first initial character setting for his first issue, because we also have like the first use of the hypnotic charm on the hounds on here, where he's kind of trying to sweet talk his way out of the trouble there as well. I mean, he gets immediately zapped by Shadow King, but you know, he tried, and he was making progress.
An effort was made.
An effort was made.
I do have to say, like, there's one panel on this where he's got, like, the eyes are dark, and he's got, like, his mouth open, and he just looks like he's channeling, like, Walton Goggins there for a second. And, like, that particular panel, I'm just like, that's terrifying. And it gets worse on that page, like, he screams at one point, and the Shadow King gets him, and it's just... For being a really attractive man, they have tried to just do him really dirty on this particular page. Like, it's just like, what the hell? And then it, thankfully, stops.
To be honest, I mean, the whole first issue, I could not really pick a panel in there where I'm like, that is the hot Gambit that I know and love. Like, there was a general establishment, but that was not his final form.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that Jim Lee didn't do the initial art on it, despite doing the character design, because this is like somebody going off of his notes, basically. Like, I think this is what he looks like, and I think
and his thumbnails is like, I think he looks like.
Yeah, that's okay. I also appreciate that, like, his eyes are never correct. Like, as we're going through this, like, at all. They're black and white, so I don't know if that was, like, a coloring error, like, something, again, that was lost in communication because it was his first appearance or not. Like, the intent is there, I think, for them to be red, because it's black, and then, like, the center is, there's a spot for color, and it just isn't.
They give Dr. Sheen red eyes in this in one panel, so it can't have been the colour. Yeah, she gets them, so, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I mean, we're at least establishing that he's got, like, the black sclera from the coloring. And I was originally thinking this was kind of the era where the eyes were kind of, sometimes they were kind of flesh colored, like, they were kind of like, here's generally where the eyes are. Like, they didn't have a lot of detail for some of these. So I was thinking maybe they just weren't coloring the eyes, but yeah, I forgot that on a couple panels that, Dr. Shen has the red
I think
eye
if it's, like, real close-up, because it looks like this one's very detailed. So
then they do the color?
They tried a little harder.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah.
They tried a little harder.
I mean, you know.
But really close up. You gotta try harder.
Coloring back then was different than today.
Yeah.
I do have to say, like, the doctor, like, pulling his hair, he seems a little too into that. I think that's setting the stage for later for that. Where's the pineapple body? I know it's coming.
Yeah.
All right.
A little slower on the draw today, Vonnie.
So
that last panel on that page.
I kind of jumped ahead a little bit because I was distracted by his eyes.
By his eyes.
I can't help it.
She got
that's the first thing I know.
I got distracted.
Right, yeah.
When his eyes aren't right, I get mad.
Yeah. I just immediately get pissed off.
Well, I think that the eye coloring, the green, like, it's like it felt almost. I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this because it sounds bad, but it almost sounds like first draft Gambit because we had some changes that were made afterwards. And I think it is. I think it's like it's probably because of what you were saying. It's somebody going off of kind of notes. So it's here's the general idea, and then we kind of finessed some things between this and the following issues. But
thankfully,
there was some good establishment of like kind of some of the more important character traits. So, like I said, immediately adopts Rogue. Storm.
Whoa. Like even his head sock is different in this.
Oh yeah, there's like a little space. I think on this one, like it's a little thinner. Yeah.
It just goes straight down the side of his face.
Canon, though. It depends on who's doing it sometimes.
You know, maybe like sometimes it just slides
down. Half the time you can't see his ears in this. So interesting.
Oh, that's something else I hadn't noticed. Thanks, Riley, for pointing that out.
Can you usually see now I've never noticed that. Can you usually see the ears?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
It depends. It depends on who the artist is. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't.
That's why his outfit's so loud, because he can't hear himself as he sneaks in.
Right.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yep, everything's muffled.
So going back to what Liv was saying about him adopting Storm, by the way, not Broom.
Sorry.
They do. He does immediately, like, nickname her Stormy. Like, immediately.
Yes.
Like, the first issue where they're interacting, he gives her that, and she is immediately, like, rebuffs that. Like, do not call me that. Well, tough shit, Stormy. Like, this is your name now, and that will continue through the modern era. So that is a nickname that has stuck since the 1990s, and I feel like she deserves it. At one point, he does get a little too flirty with her, and there is some kind of back and forth here. I think Gambit knows who she is. Like, it's implied that he knows that this is adult Storm. Like, it's the same person. It's just for some reason that she's younger, just kind of how he talks to her. He's like, if you are who I think you are, like, you can tell that, like, the brain is making, like, okay, I think this is who this is. However, it still does not make it okay for him to be like, it's a good thing you're so young. I might start to get ideas. Like, he needs the bonk stick. Someone needs to be like, no warning. Bad. Bad. It's not the time, sir.
Let's also remember the writing
That's
and
Yeah.
who that was. So let's just leave it at that.
it's very not out of the wheelhouse for that particular writer.
Yeah.
That is correct.
I do have a potential counterpoint to that, because the rest of that thought of, like, if you are who I think you are, is, like, I'm curious how you got so good so young. So that doesn't fit with, I think that you're a de-aged X-Man. So I actually interpreted that as that she's a thief, because up to that point, she's just around the house. Like, she hasn't been actually trying to steal anything. So I think that it's more of a commentary of, like, if you are a fellow thief, like, you're young. How did you get this good so young? Because she's not part of a guild, or he would have known about her. So that's how I interpreted it. We've got the picture later on in the future issue where, he does find it. He's like, hey, this adult person looks similarly like you. But I don't know. I feel like that one could be interpreted two different ways on that.
That's valid. Either way, horny stink. Bad. Bad.
Yeah,
Bad
don't say things like that around kids. That's weird.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing to say.
Bonk. Bonk.
Yeah. Overall, I think kind of attitude establishment. Again, this was a good introduction of, like, just rolling with everything. Like, he's just casually lounging around with a cigarette. Storm's explaining all this exposition. She's like, I'm being hunted by the evil one. And he's like, yeah, all right, that sucks. You want help with that? Like, just rolls with it. There's no, like, this is really weird. You're a weird child. Bye. Like, no, he's like, yeah, okay, that sucks. I'm in.
Yeah, that makes sense. That tracks.
Yeah.
We're friends now. I've adopted you. Mm-hmm. Congratulations. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so basically the entire first issue is just him and Storm basically rescuing each other, and then it finishes out with a scene change, and then we're with Mystique, I believe, in a secret area where she, for some reason, then, like, changes into Destiny, which I thought was a little weird. History will say they're roommates. Like, it's one of those, like it's just, like, where they weren't quite saying what that relationship was, but it was highly implied. I just think that it's very poetic that his future mother-in-laws appear in the last bit of his first issue, because, that's not weird at all.
It was destined, just like destiny.
It was destined. It was destined. That is correct. So yeah, that finishes up that particular issue. Anybody else have anything else to add? Reference to that one? It's a kick in the pants. There's a lot happening, but like Liv said, they got a lot of good character introduction. There's a lot of, like, laying the groundwork for stuff that will come in later. It's a good book.
It's excellent.
It's excellent. That hooked some of us. Others of us didn't get introduced to that till after X-Men, the animated series. Riley, this was the first issue you read, right, Riley? Was the 266?
Yes. I could barely read, but yes.
It's allowed.
Me being 5, looking through the pictures, yeah.
What as a 5-year-old, do you remember what you thought of the green parts?
I don't remember the green. I just remember seeing the cover and being like, oh, that's so cool.
He looks awesome.
But, yeah. And then my cousin being like, oh, yeah, that's Gambit.
Like he knows everything. Like, oh yeah, I'm familiar with that one.
Yeah.
You'll have to
The one
learn,
that just
child.
came
Right.
out.
Well, no, it was like December when I saw it. It was like Christmas.
It's like Christmas.
It was like Christmas. That's
So
when
it
it
felt
was.
like Christmas, or it was Christmas?
Or it was like.
It was.
Oh, okay.
I was visiting.
So we're gonna jump forward to September of 1990 with Uncanny X-Men number 267. This is again part of the ongoing series. The issue title for this one is Nanny Into the Fire. It's a continuation of the last issue. It was not part of an event. The writer for this one was Chris Claremont. Pencilers, we finally get Jim Lee. Looks like he kind of partially does the issue. The other half of the issue was done by, I'm going to pronounce this incorrectly, Whilce? Portacio? I'm not sure how to pronounce the last name. The inker was Scott Williams, and the colorist was Glynis Oliver. He was the lead in this one as well. This was the first published use of a staff that he actually had, and it was a broomstick. I just have to say, the Hellhounds get me every time. Like, why are they wearing bits now? Like, what?
Why
Why do they need a bit? Like, the use of a bit, and I'm going to nerd out here because I was a horse girl, the use of a bit implies that there is a gap in the teeth to put said bit, because otherwise they're just chewing on it, and it doesn't make any fucking sense. So, I was
they had to have a dental procedure before
There's
they
a
became
lot
a
going
hellhound.
on there. Yeah, so we're going to pull out your teeth, we're going to make you wear things with spikes on it. I don't understand. Are they hell horses? I thought they were hellhounds. Like, why is there a bit involved? That's all I got. It threw me for like 5 minutes.
It's foreshadowing for horsemen.
Right.
That
Wow.
the leap that you just took there should be studied by science.
Science Corner with Liv. Here we go.
That was like
Let us know.
the extrapolation that you needed to make this happen. It should be studied. That's all I'm saying.
Coming to you soon in season
The
2
grasp
of X-Men
on that.
97.
Yeah, right?
Oh yeah, I can't with the Hellhounds. They just the outfits.
That's
It's
next level. What an opening page, though.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I like
Wow.
Bonnie's note is what in the bondage outfit is going on here.
Right. Yeah.
That's
ridiculous.
my mind didn't go to horses. I've seen that.
So for once, my mind went to the more innocent aspect of that, and you went straight to the bondage. That's good to know.
That's
mind
why I
also
put
did not
laugh
go to
out loud in the
horses,
notes.
Yeah. Riley followed up with LOL.
Yeah.
She's not wrong. There's a lot happening.
Well.
Yeah, just like this issue, it was a lot going on the pages
Yeah.
on this
was a
issue. I
lot.
felt it was very crammed on a page,
There's a lot.
panel wise.
They have to move the
There's a lot
plot along.
happening. I love how mad Dr. Shen is at the beginning. Like, she's supposed to be trying to go find Kid Storm, and Shadow King's like, get the Hellhounds, get on it. She's like, yeah, I will, but I want that dude because he did his hypnotic charm on me, and now I'm pissed. Like, she's big
I want
mad
that
about
dude.
it.
Isn't that what all women say?
To be fair, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
To be fair,
Well, I was
she's
gonna
just
say
mad.
something else, but...
Oh.
She's just mad because he was really flirty and then didn't put out. Okay, he gave her lady blue balls. I would be upset too. Like,
Wow. Stop it. That's.
but hey, look,
Where's
at
the
least we have
pineapple?
like in this issue, briefly for a second, his eyes are red. So for
Yeah.
one one panel they were correct, and then it was like, oh, it's
Yeah,
gone.
like,
it was
very
literally just like,
beginning.
like
I
one panel.
blinked and I missed
Oh,
it. I was
yeah.
actually looking
Exactly.
back through
You
that.
But I was like, oh
But
look, they did
like
it. Oh, never
Riley
mind.
said before, it's probably because it was on a that's a close up, so it's like one
Mm-hmm.
panel where it's like
I mean, even the
close
art.
up.
Yeah, there's more
The
detail.
detail.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Love
why
it.
is Storm's eyes yellow in that same page?
Storm's eyes change a lot in this one.
They change a lot in canon in general.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, that's true too.
They're like, we're not going to make up our mind today. We're just going to go off the vibes and figure out what color I should be.
Whatever colour was on the pencil at the time.
Well,
Just
Well, I
reaches
think on
in
this
drawer.
page it's great because like her eyes are yellow, like clearly like all yellow, like Nightcrawler eyes, and then in the very next panel they're like completely normal
Normal
looking.
eyes.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his were red, and then go back to just being beady
White.
little holes in his face, basically with white holes. See, that looks creepier. I think the white hole looks weirder than having red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. But we do get red. I mean, we don't get full red eyes, but we do get the first use of the cards on this one. So yay, signature weapon of choice appearance.
And it's an ace of spades, which is important because that's the kind of the card I think that most people associate with him. Like, you would think it would be like the King of
Yeah.
Hearts because Rogue the Queen of Hearts, but no, I always get like Ace of Spades from him because I think that's what it was first. Like, that's, my brain likes that card. That's where that came from, and it was just,
It's
It
the
fits
prettiest
him.
looking card. It just is.
it is the prettiest looking card. That is completely like not based in anything other than vibes, you guys, but
Vibe card. If it was
Let
a
me pull up
tarot
my vibe
card,
card.
that'd be his tarot.
it would be. He does do the flashing eyes thing again, but this time it's white, so we've gotten away with the green. I think they've realized how weird that looks because they don't seem to really go.
We're
back to
slowly
that.
getting to a
Yeah, we're starting to kind of like
more
okay,
aesthetically
this didn't
pleasing
work.
color.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think in general he's just a lot more aesthetically pleasing in this issue anyway.
Or
I think that's probably a lot to do with Jim Lee, though.
Or his kinetic power is so hot it's burning white.
Oh my
There you
god.
I don't know.
Something's hot.
Ma'am.
It's hotter
Pineapple.
than in the last
Ma'am.
issue.
That's true. That's because Jim
We're
Lee's
moving in the right
drawing it,
direction. We're not there yet, but we're moving in the right
and- yeah.
direction.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
So again, going back to the just not giving a shit, immediately dives into a fight on top of an airplane.
Who doesn't?
And he's
I
like,
mean, come on.
yeah, this is fine. Also on here, I think this is setting a very good precedent of everybody needs to listen to Gambit, because there's the whole scene where Storm's like, I'm not leaving my house, which is this plane that's like her home. And she's like trying to get it off the ground. He's like, we have hellhounds up our butts. We need to go now. Like, you need to give up on trying to get the airplane in the air. And she's like, no, I can do it. And she like finally gets it to take off. And he's like, cool. That was slightly too late. Now they're on the plane. And she's like, get them off me. And then he has to go take care of the problem that he predicted.
Yeah.
Nobody ever listens to Gambit.
No.
Seriously.
Like, he's over here preaching, and then they're like, no, it's fine. And then 20
Yeah.
minutes later,
I told you guys this was gonna happen. Again. Like, this is
Oh,
another
right.
But then
pattern
he's
that
also
we'll
the
see
one that like
repeated.
has to save everybody else, and I'm shocked that there are not more like, I told you guys. Why don't you listen to me?
You don't listen. Now I have to come save your ass. This is rude. This is rude that it keeps happening. I do have to also, I'm gonna for a moment here like bust out my string board, because as they're flying he starts talking about the Mississippi and my brain is like, got the mother-in-law in the last issue talking about Mississippi in this issue. Like, the seeds of his rogue fate are being laid here, just nobody knew it yet. And then like Storm immediately starts like going over like this horrific thing from her past, and he's just like, yeah, moving on. Like, like, it just goes to show you, oh, look, Gambit's not good about talking about serious issues. Like, she's like, this horrible trauma, and he's like, it happens. Like, that's literally his response to her. Like, she just trauma dumps on him, and he's like, yeah, shit happens.
he's like,
Alright,
we all
anyway,
got something,
moving on.
it's fine. You notice his gloves? They're doing that change. They were, like, all gloveless last... I almost said episode. Issue.
See? It's,
Well, the
it's
Meg-
easy to
it's
do
the
that.
Meg-
Don't judge me.
And now we've got the two.
2 fingers.
Two middle covered. But, like, look how funky the thumb is, like, the thumb and the... When she's trauma dumping.
When she's trauma
You can
dumping,
see his
it's like-
hand.
yeah.
It's, like, completely
Because there's just like a
different.
little... There's like a little bit of fabric that goes between
Yeah.
like the index finger and the thumb.
Is holding on by a prayer.
Oh yeah, that does look weird. I don't like that at
Yeah.
all. No.
Yeah, no.
No.
There needs to be more thumb covering. Like, it just needs to be just the thumb out. Otherwise, it looks. You like that? The visual for the
Cover those thumbs,
Need a little more
you
protection.
hussy.
It's like he's showing too much ankle.
You hussy.
Like, no, there's too much thumb joint. We can't have that.
No.
We go back to Victorian sensibilities here.
Oh no, an ankle.
See, this is why he had to cover the thumb up, because people could not control themselves around him. They're like, oh,
Sound you
he's
show
I mean,
so
we-
much skin.
oh, how quickly we devolve on this, by the way.
Or like on The Mandalorian when people saw his like wrist skin and everyone was like, I'm like, y'all calm down.
Exile.
Hey, you leave Space Daddy out of this, okay? We're not going into that.
Okay.
No. I do appreciate a good exposition flashback, because that helped with not having to go back and read like the previous 10 issues before this, be like, I'm sorry, who's what is happening. As we have the explanation of like Storm was taken by Nanny. Nanny used life model decoy, stuck it on a dummy ship, crashed it. So the X-Men think that she's dead. That's why she's just running around doing like kid thief things. But yeah, so we're I guess that was in flashback / dream, I think. And then she wakes up and immediately chucks a knife at Gambit's head, because he's walking in her room and she's clearly, as we just established, traumatized.
Just a touch.
And we get the beautiful cigarette drop, knife catch, cigarette catch combo that Meg talked about in our Halloween special, which I, again, need to see adapted into the MCU in some way, shape, or form.
Yes.
Because if it is anything like the Winter Soldier knife drop
Oh yeah.
that gets me every goddamn time. It is the coolest looking thing.
Just as long as it's
Yeah.
not Channing.
You know
Yes,
what?
do
I
it with
don't-
someone else,
it's-
please.
You know, Channing has his moments. So I think as long as Channing's hot.
Yeah,
it
when he's
does
not
that.
on the camera. Yeah, he's great.
Like, maybe.
Jesus Christ.
You know. I just,
That-
at
that's
one
his-
point
that's
in
his
his life,
entire
he
part
was
in
a magic
Doomsday is
Mike,
just the drop.
okay? Just the drop,
Yeah,
and then he...
exactly.
Yes,
He gets
that's the
obliterated.
entire
And then
Gambit
he's dead.
portion
Perfect.
of the Doomsday.
Just make it hot while it's happening. That's really all I ask for.
Well, then someone other than Channing.
You can die, just do it sexily. That's...
Well, you know, that would be
There's
on,
gonna be a
that
lot
would
of
be on
CGI.
brand for Gambit. I mean, look at any issue in which he's like died or a vision of his death. He's always like managed to collapse to the ground in an alluring manner somehow,
Yeah.
or with the taint out. You know.
You know, whatever. Like, even X-Men 97, like, he's, like, impaled, and he's just like, stop looking so hot. It's sending conflicting messages. I can't...
Yeah.
My brain can't justify what's happening in my head right now. Like, stop it.
You're not supposed to be attracted to corpses. Come on.
Yeah, he's not
Yeah.
dead yet. Okay, don't make it weird, Riley. He's just injured. He needs to be fixed. You know?
Okay, that
fix
part.
him.
But see, that's some hurt and comfort. That's more normal than whatever the
Yeah.
hell you were just saying. So please just stick with that part. The first part, keep it in your brain, honey. I was wanting to go on that journey with you,
I
but
had
I
a
was
point
like,
that I was trying to make, and I haven't had enough
Okay.
coffee to make it yet. That's where
Yeah.
I was going with that.
that was that was a fun journey you took us on.
Yeah, let's get back to the notes.
Anyway,
let's just.
I do like,
Let's
by the
not
way,
deviate.
like, he's taken Storm back to presumably a house somewhere in New Orleans, and he's just like, this is my child now. Like, he feeds her, he brings her clothes, like, we just get to see him just adopting Storm. Apparently he buys her pretty nice clothes, too, and then takes her out to eat, what was it, like, gumbo and bread pudding and all kinds of stuff, and just like, here, eat. So that was adorable.
Being fat and happy.
Yep.
And then they like immediately are like setting up shop to team up for crimes. But they specifically like, I love how it specifically mentions that they are only focusing on committing crimes and thievery against bad guys and like people who have stolen things. So it's Robin Hood style, so it's okay.
I mean, we do like Robin Hood, just saying. Doodle Ollie.
Goddamn Fox.
Damn
Ooh,
Fox.
lolly.
I'm telling you, the cartoon Fox to Gambit pipeline is a real thing. Like, it's a thing. It also should be studied. It's like a Venn diagram, but they all both overlap, but there's no
Yes.
non-overlapping
circle.
part. It's just a circle.
Yeah. So they're like doing their cool thief thing until like just very abruptly we got Nanny coming back and she just like nabs Gambit out of like New Orleans. I think they're like down in the French Quarter. I think there was like a parade going on. And it's just literally Storm being like, I'm just existing. Oh, Gambit has run by. He looks like he's panicked. And there's like something chasing him. It's just the most like I happened to be there at the right time. Yeah.
Oh shit!
there's, like,
I need to do something about that.
Oh shit, that one's mine. And there's so much manhandling in like how he's kidnapped. There's like some like metal tentacles. I should not have used that word, but just shut up, Meg.
Style.
And he's like being carried by a sack of potato or like a sack of potatoes. There's at one point where he's being like lifted upside down by his ankle and just like being walked around. There's a lot of manhandling in
He
this
likes the
entire
manhandling.
procedure.
It's an enrichment for him, okay? As we discussed, he's a little too into it.
And he's like
and then, like-
on a table.
Yes.
Is he on a
Which,
table
you
or on the
know,
wall? No, he's on a wall.
It's
It's like a table.
I think
on
it's
the wall.
it's kind of both. Like I don't know what that
like a Murphy
Wisconsin-ass
table?
accent was.
It like folds up for storage.
Yeah, Murphy
yes,
table.
yeah.
Yeah.
Move the hostage out the way.
We
while
have
we do
room
business.
for torture, and we have room for activities.
It's like a Murphy bed.
It's important
it's a
to have
Murphy
your
table.
space. Yeah.
But I do
Oh,
love how
Lord,
like
that's
even
funny.
when he's being like held upside down, he's still trying to charm his way out of the situation with
As he
Nanny.
should.
And it's like, it's working, and then Orphan Maker is just, he's not having it. He's like, shut up, and like throws him against a wall, and I'm pretty sure just like knocks him out. Like, that's, this poor dude, he just pisses everybody off. Like, it seems disproportionate.
You know, this is the first of many times, by the way, that he's strapped to something. Seems to keep happening to him.
Are we complaining? Pineapple.
I mean,
Whoa.
not really, no.
Whoa.
I like when Bonnie's little, like, it just comes out. It's great.
She gets a little spicy over here.
Yeah, a little spicy.
Yeah.
It's okay, I pineapple myself.
So pineapple. Oh man. So like,
Never mind. Whatever I was gonna say was thoroughly inappropriate, so we're gonna continue on.
I've just put
Oh,
pineapple
God.
there for your thought.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
hold it up.
there you
It's
go.
fine. Oh Lord.
Reminder.
but while Storm is working to rescue Gambit from the wall table, we have oh my god, words are having trouble populating my brain. Sorry, I've been studying crankshafts for too long. A MacGuffin. That's the word I was looking for. So we have the MacGuffin as she's trying to go save him. She finds the room where she was de-aged, and that triggers all of her memories. Hooray! We have now like full Storm just stuck in kid body still.
I wonder how
helps
that
to kinda-
felt. Getting all your memories
Awful,
back.
I'm
Was it
guessing.
like That's So Raven, where she's like, see the future?
Yes.
Or
that is exactly what it looks
Yeah.
like. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like just
gotcha.
like
I
20
can't believe you
years of
managed to
memories.
bring
just-
That's So Raven into this.
That literally
Sorry,
just popped in my head.
That-
So
Is great, actually. That makes a lot of sense. I was not expecting that.
No, it's beautiful.
That was great. That was a good
Oh.
flashback to childhood there. Oh,
God, how much would that suck though?
I wouldn't call it childhood, but
well, teenagehood ish. What was it like?
I'd
That was like
call it
early 2000s,
childhood.
right?
That was my childhood time.
Shut up,
I think
child.
so. Yeah, right. Seriously.
But yeah, so we're queued up the That's So Raven style flashbacks, and memory reintroduction, like kind of cues it up for like, all right, we had Kid Storm, that was fun, everybody, but we're gonna need like full Storm, or at least in brain and memories and personality, even if she's still kind of not to her full adult self, but like we need her back on the X-Men, so bring her back. So kind of set that up for her to go back to the X-Men, where she immediately is like, hey, I'm just gonna bring this stray thief that I've found. He seems like he would be a good addition to the team.
You know what? As she should. She should just bring him along.
Yeah, so that he can meet Rogue.
And not adopt her.
And not adopt
Yeah.
her. Make
Yeah.
it weird.
Storm's
no,
like,
no.
I got someone I
Can't
want you to
adopt
meet.
her. No, just
So the next technical appearance we have, and this is where her brain's gonna melt a little bit. Because this technically, inadvertently came out prior to the two issues that we just covered. It's the X-Men Annual number 14. There was a publication error. It ended up being produced and sent out in July of 1990, which is the same time, like right before August 1990, where 266 was. So it was actually supposed to come out later. It ended up coming out earlier. So this is technically the first time those that were collecting comics, like at the time they were coming out, this is the first time they would have seen him. The issue title is You Must Remember This. That may have triggered some of us X-Men 97 people.
Yeah, I did not like
It's a
that.
little bit. This is part of an event. It's part of the Days of Future Present. So it was kind of like wrapping up that arc prior to, or I guess it would have been technically after Gambit comes into the X-Men team. But he's not in any part of that prior to it. He just kind of like pops up in this last issue of it. The writer for this is Chris Claremont. We go back to Arthur Adams for the penciling. There's a bunch of inkers, Dan Green, Arthur Adams, Steve Moncouse, Art Thibert, and Bob Wyasek. The colorist is still Brad Vancata, who cannot get the eyes correct. Get your shit together, Brad. This was a limited appearance. There was just some dialogue and a little bit of interaction. There was more than just kind of a wallpaper, but he was not... There's not quite enough for it to be considered like a supporting appearance. This is more kind of like a limited appearance. So technically speaking, this is as I said, an accidental first appearance. It was not intended to be his first appearance, but because of the publication error and it kind of going out first, a lot of people that were reading at the time chronologically got to see him before they were supposed to see him. So this is part 4 of Days of Future Present. He appears on the contents page, has his normal eyes, and then apparently they just fuck off with it for the rest of the issue and just never get back to it. Oh.
I did not
There's
even
a lot.
recognize him on the cover page. I was like, I'm sorry, who is that?
You know, once you get used to kind of seeing, I think that particular style that Arthur Adams does is a little easier to pick out, but if you're looking for traditional Gambit, it's a lot more difficult to kind of pick him out in some of the background images with this particular artist. So we open up with Rachel Summers from the future.
There's so much time travel in this thing.
There's so much time travel.
It's a lot, guys. It's a lot.
I just remembered why I said that about the Hellhounds.
Yeah, because this is where this is from.
Yep.
Listen, I've been sick. Okay, it's all coming back to me.
You get a pass. You get a pass. You've been
It's
on your
deathbed
deathbed.
through everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
You could
just
probably
you guys
tell.
are, we
As
we
you
pushed.
cough.
No.
Sorry, we've had to push our recording date because Riley was dying. But for the last 3 weeks, I was
sick.
dying, and then Liv was dying, and now it's Riley's turn. And Bonnie, you were sick about the same time I was, so I think it already got you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we're just kind
let's
of
hope we're all
cycling
well.
through.
Okay, I was gonna say if it's heading east because it's so
Yeah,
far.
so-
when
well,
California,
we were
Texas,
together.
Florida.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, me and Bonnie were together right before I got sick. So we may have actually gotten whatever, we picked it up at the same time. Yeah. And then
Okay,
I
so
went
what I'm
home and she
hearing
went home.
is You started this curse. Thank you so much.
Yeah, right? So
Why
it's
is it
all
me?
your fault.
Why is it not Bonnie? She looks all innocent, but clearly she's...
No, it
I
was-
didn't
it was
fly
sorry.
over there and bring it over.
I'm so sorry. I said you, and what I meant to say was y'all. Y'all started this.
Y'all. So
Y'all started this curse.
sorry about that. Anyway, so we're a little slow on the uptake because we've all been sick and in bed, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're dying. It's fine. It's fine.
As I was saying, we open to Rachel Summers from the future in the present because they're always doing the timey-wimey bullshit, and B, we just already have to be subjected to a Summers child. That's how that works. We're 3 issues into Gambit's appearance, and there's already a Summers kid just fucking shit up.
We get,
They're in a
like, 3
diner
of
in the
them
city.
in here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah.
It's
One
too
is
many.
too many.
What
They
the
gave a
fuck
story.
hat, by the way? Like, what? It's like a charm.
I
What is
think
that
it's
hat?
A
It's
fun
got...
hat.
Sombrero.
Sombrero.
No,
It's not
a
even a
sombrero.
sombrero.
No,
like
it's not a sombrero.
It's
What
got
is
the
that?
little...
That is a,
It's got fringe. It's fringe.
They're little
I don't know.
pom-poms.
It looks
I
like a
would
very
wear the
1970s.
shit out of that hat. I would
gonna
wear
buy you
that
that
just
hat
to like
now.
turn my head and just like watch the pom-poms. That would just entertain me.
It's gonna be like
endlessly.
me with the pinata hat on Halloween. Like,
Yes.
it's gonna be
Oh,
constantly just distracting.
Yes.
Anyway, back to past the terrible hat. There's some armed assailants that break in. She stops them with her mind just so she can eat a burger in peace, and then she runs out looking for Franklin Richards, who is also there
Imagine.
from the future. Weird. more
Having
than one
those
person from the
powers.
future is there.
just want to eat a burger in peace. Dang.
They meet up with the Fantastic Four then, and then the X-Men come, including Jean, Beast, and Cyclops. The whole situation between them is weird. There's a lot of exposition involving, like, they're like, Jean, this is your daughter from the future, and she's just like, I don't know about that, guys. And then she spends the entire issue basically kind of shitting on Rachel and, like, not...
it's kind of an understandable
Acknowledging
reaction.
this girl
It
I'm
is.
sorry.
Whereas the
Like-
Fantastic Four were just like, okay.
Yeah,
normal
like
to them.
Sue kind of like she kind of guilt trips her about it a lot. She's like, "This is your daughter. You're a mom. Like, why are you not embracing your child?" She's like, "I'm sorry. This is weird. This whole thing is weird."
This is just some guy I'm dating at the time. Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be weird, I guess. So we flash to Storm and Gambit. They're breaking into the ruins of Xavier's school, which apparently has recently been blown up by Mr. Sinister, which is a pattern that will continue through all X-Men comics. His mansion rebuilt, mansion destroyed. He comments that the name, like, of Mr. Sinister, he's like, oh, like the name, but there's, like, no subtle hints that they know each other yet. This will be important later on, because as we will get into, Gambit's origin story is very heavily tied to Mr. Sinister. So I don't know, like, in the writing process at this time, if they knew that there was going to be that connection. Chris Claremont kind of, like, said that there was, so maybe there was, but it's not something that is outright, like, shown in canon as Gambit having any kind of pause at all whatsoever about Mr. Sinister being involved in anything. He just doesn't really kind of acknowledge it, other than, like, oh, that's a cool name, and then moves along. So
He needed his own That's So
objectively.
Raven moment. Oh yeah, I know that guy. That's what he needed. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we don't know what Claremont theory. One of many, but there's no implication, like I said, in the issue, like which one in particular they're going with. They run into then another goddamn Summers kid. This time it's Cable. He calls Gambit handsome. He is correct.
Nice.
They then meet up with the New Mutants.
And then we're also like, oh hey, there's a DH storm coming back to us, and everybody kind of like sort of rolls with that. Like Boom Boom specifically is like calls her jailbait, and I was like, what the hell? There are so many other ways you could have said that. Why is that the first thing that popped in?
You
your
gotta
brain?
love this time period.
No, where was Boom Boom in the last issue or the first issue when we needed that? Like, we just needed her to be like,
Yeah.
jailbait in the background. When
Yeah,
Gambit was
yeah,
making
yeah.
his comments.
Yeah.
So, helpful Boom Boom, just not right at the moment. Then Ahab attacks Cyclops and Sue. Ahab's whole appearance just cracks me up. He's like I don't know what's going on with him. I think they were trying to do the pirate peg leg thing with him. It's hilarious. He turns them both into hellhounds and then sends them to find Rachel and Franklin because those are their children. Gambit's mostly background. He's just kind of there with Storm and the New Mutants. X-Factor meets up with them and the rest of Fantastic Four. They talk about the future that Rachel is from and how like horrible it is, basically, and he's just kind of vibing there. Like, it's not a whole lot.
He's absorbing it.
He's absorbing. It's like, all right, this is my life now.
Yeah. It's like, okay.
Cyclops and Sue find Franklin and Rachel. They bring them back to Ahab's lab, which is called the Tomb, which I feel like they could have named it something at least shippier if they're going to go with Ahab, but whatever.
It's ominous.
Gambit is now part of the rescue party, which is how he gets basically involved in this whole thing. He quips that the others, quote, just don't know how to hit. For some reason now he has an X-Men uniform, even though technically he wasn't there yet. Apparently they adopted him very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just had loads of costumes lying about. Here, put on this.
Yeah.
I mean, they
It is
have to have
exact size,
extras, right? Because,
Yeah.
I mean, you have to have more than one, so maybe he borrowed one from somebody.
I mean, I guess, like, him and Scott are about kind of the same size. Maybe they could have...
I was gonna say Scott, but I didn't want to say Scott, so I didn't
We don't
say it.
want to
Thank
link
you for
it.
taking
We
the
don't
brain
want to
cell on
link
that.
it.
Yeah.
We're already linked here! Scott's kids are ruining this entire issue, so that's...
Oh my god, what if that's like the first impression that Scott has of Gambit? He's like, isn't that my suit?
Yeah. Why are you wearing this?
It's like Black Widow and Wanda, where she's like, "That's my jacket." Like,
Yeah.
sorry, we're gonna connect it to MCU here, guys. I would be weirded out, like, who is this dude and why is he in my clothes? But then again, hey, this is your daughter from the future. Just go with it. You know.
Yeah, there are weirder things happening today.
There is a page in this where it's like a full page, and it's like, honestly, Gambit's been drawn on as like a last resort behind Cable and Reed Richards, but also as well, I don't know if that's meant to be his shoulders underneath his arm, but it doesn't quite line up with his head. There's some wide ass shoulders when you look at that page. It's like, cause it's like
Wait, which
all the
page
team
is it?
ready. It's like 25. It's like a full shot of the whole team ready to like attack, and Reed Richards is like in the centre, and then Gambit's head is just behind his arm and Cable. And then I think under Reed Richards' arm is his coat, but it almost looks too far away to be his shoulder.
Yeah, his
So
head
it's
should
just like-
be aligned with like the top of Reed's shoulder based on that. Maybe he's like
And I just
leaning
love
a
it's
lot.
like
I don't know.
he's literally at the back thinking, "Why am I here again?"
How did I get myself into this? That's all that is.
He looks so
Poor
confused.
Gambit. But he does have the trench coat. I forgot to mention
Yeah?
that. Like, he has the
Yeah.
full
He
uniform,
does.
but he's still just like, no, this looks
They're
awful.
like, are you really gonna
My
wear
trench
that?
coat.
What's the problem?
Dude, he probably put it on and he's like, this is awful. I'm just gonna trench coat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't blame him. You know, that the yellow and blue doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
You know, I've
not
always
compared
wanted
to
to
Cyclops.
cosplay that.
You should.
The yellow and blue one.
The yellow
You could
and
probably
blue,
borrow
yeah.
a Cyclops cosplay.
The training.
Exactly,
I
there
know.
you
Could,
go,
right?
yeah.
One could.
Make it authentic. Bye.
Like, I want to know what that middle conversation was between, like, because we have in the living room, we've got all this, like, just exposition dumping, and Gamma's just, like, absorbing it, and, like, yeah, okay, time travel, sure, we've got, like, two of the same people in the same room, they're just from different timelines. All right, you know, whatever. And then, like, how do we get from there to the rescue party? Like, what was the conversation of hey, this new guy that just rolled up and broke into the mansion, we're just gonna take him with us. And, like, what? Where's the locker room? Like, grab a suit up. You're coming with us. Like,
because if they even seen his powers at that point as well, like, what's this guy bringing? It's like, surely there needs to be, like, a thing of, like, no one's affecting anyone else's powers, right? Are we just checking? You know,
there's no, like, testing. It's just like, okay, you're here. That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that Storm had to do a lot of vouching is probably what ended up happening, because otherwise it's like, yeah, I mean, they don't really have time to do a assessment, I guess. It's like,
An
hey, your
induction.
powers suck.
An interview.
Induction and
Why do you
training
want to
videos.
join the X-Men?
Yes, a formal interview.
Yeah. Storm got a strong
You
word
throw
here,
what?
so
You throw what?
Got a letter of recommendation from Storm.
right.
So apparently they just let anyone of the X-Men. That's the gist that I'm getting out of this.
Yeah.
As long as you're with somebody,
Yeah.
they're like, all right, you're cool. I do
Yeah.
like that Ahab at least has a harpoon gun. This is my unamused face. Like, if you're gonna use the name, I guess you could at least make that.
But it's a magic harpoon gun. It only affects people that are keyed in with certain DNA. That's how we have the entire Summers family is fucked. That turns into a plot point.
Okay.
Oh, magical
There you
harpoon gun. I was just okay. And then in a surprise Sixth Sense ending, Franklin was dead the whole time. That was
Dun
like,
dun dun.
what?
Well.
Yeah. So basically, he was dead. He was sucking energy off of the child version of him to basically manifest, and then he just disappears, floats off into ether, whatever happens with him, because his future version technically had died, and somehow was being carried by like Rachel's subconscious, because they had
projecting.
a thing, and I don't know. There's some comic book science here that doesn't work because it's basically supernatural. But yeah, surprise. Sorry if I ruined that for you guys.
Dun,
We're
dun,
supposed
dun.
to read it before we got
What,
here, so
what?
this shouldn't be spoiling anything, guys. I was just like, oh, okay, well that's certainly a direction. I don't think I actually had really like read this issue the whole way through and actually like paid attention to it in a very long time. So
It was very hard
It's-
for me to do that.
It's really hard to get through, I'm not gonna
Because
lie.
Yeah.
There's-
because back then there's so much to read. Ugh, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just
No, it's just-
simple-minded.
there's
and
a
I
lot
just
of
need
backstories
pictures, like-
that are all like kind of clashing to this one that doesn't make sense if you haven't at least had an introduction to the characters. So like I'm guilty of people like if I'm reading a comic and there's people that I don't really know, of just kind of cliff notes in it. Like my brain just like reads over it but doesn't like read it. You know what I mean? Like it reads
Yeah.
to get to the next. That's an ADHD thing, sorry. It doesn't hold my interest, I'm gonna skip.
Same. I thought it was a very interesting first mission. A little bit of a trial by fire, because we got like time travel shenanigans and Summer's family drama, and Gambit's just like, all right, I guess I'm tagging along. And after all of that is like, all right, cool. Well, I guess I'll stick around. And like that's the entire
He's like, pretty
coverage that
exciting,
we
I'll stay.
have. Yeah.
Do you reckon that's because he was meant to be a Summers?
No!
Ow!
Bonnie, no!
Pineapple.
Leave!
Pass.
Out, buddy.
Oh, no.
Alright.
Fire.
Wow.
So, diabolical laugh out of you, Jesus. We'll do a quick Cliff Notes catch up because we're going to jump to X-Men, Uncanny X-Men number 270, which technically is 2 issues after 267, which is the last one we covered, but issue 268 was just basically some X-Men were in Madripoor, they meet up with Black Widow, there's a flashback to Nazi Germany and Wolverine meeting younger Natasha with Captain America. Nothing really contributes to the overall
these
plot.
de-aged.
It's just
Yeah.
kind of a one-off, like, showing that their character history, and then it moves on. Gambit's not in it at all. Gambit's not even a thought.
What
in
was
it at
that?
all.
I'm so glad you heard that. I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna...
Yeah. Please. Yeah, please. Take care of that.
Was that
Did the
glass
cat just
smashing?
break something? That's
I heard
It
glass
sounded
smashing.
like a glass.
Having a party. Having a party.
Okay, so there's a flashback to Nazi Germany where Wolverine is meeting younger Natasha with Captain America. There's nothing that really contributes to the overall plot in the Uncanny X-Men at this point in time. It's just kind of a one-off that just shows that their relationship and it's some Wolverine stuff. The next issue is 269. That is that whole Rogue versus Captain Marvel Savage Land arc. There's not really, again, the whole lot that's relevant to the plot regarding Gambit. It's just kind of, hey, here's some story about Rogue, and it's more relevant to her character history than it is to Gambit's character history. I mean, it'll come into play later on, obviously, but there's nothing particularly in that issue that you need to read to continue and understand what's going on in 270. Uncanny X-Men 270 is the next one we're going to go into. It's, again, part of the ongoing series. This issue is titled Extinction Agenda Part 1, First Strike. It was published in November of 1990. It is part of an event called the Extinction Agenda. It was written by Chris Claremont, and then the penciler was Jim Lee for this one as well. The inkers are Scott Williams and Art Thibert, and the colorist was Glynis Oliver. This is a very limited Gambit appearance. There is no dialogue for him at all. He's just kind of there.
Wallpaper.
He's basically wallpaper, yeah. So if you're looking for issues with Gambit in it, he's technically in it. He's not really doing anything. He is named on the character intro page, though, so he does get his little blurb there.
I did get triggered by the first page on this because he's at the top as Gambit with his character name, and then underneath on the speech bubble it talks about Genosha. So had a slight mild palpitation on that one.
Just start twitching a little bit. It's fine.
Yeah.
Trauma.
We just gonna have PTSD every time Genosha is mentioned from now on. Like, that's how that works. It's gonna be a real rough read through for everyone. It opens with Storm, who is still de-aged but somehow a little bit older. So I don't know if it's implied that she got her memories back and like part of her. I don't know. Maybe it's just saying like personality older. She seems older, so I don't know if like she's physically starting to grow older or if this is just because she has her memories back and she's talking more normally. They're in the danger room. Forge then, like, the only reference to him is he's like, Forge throws shade at Gambit. He calls him that so-called partner of hers. Yeah. That was just
shots fired. Dang.
That's
so rude.
That's really rude, Forge. Like,
how you gonna say that? I would never say anything like that.
I guess if you had just met this person, maybe there might be some jealousy there actually, because like Forge and Storm had their things, so maybe he's just like, hey, who's this suave dude?
Yeah.
Hitting on my de-aged ex-girlfriend. There's
yeah, because she brought him
that
home
makes
as
it
well.
weirder.
She brought him home
makes
as well.
It weirder.
That does make it weirder.
So maybe that's why he's just like, hey, what the hell? Who's this dude? Grumble, grumble. I do have to say in this issue, Boom Boom is like given a blonde Jubilee. Like every time I look at it, I'm just like, is that? It looks like Jubilee, just blonde. Like the kind of like the face and the earrings, and like everything is kind of the same. So I was just like, did you just not know how to draw Boom Boom, or what is kind of happening with that? Then we flash into the next scene where Jean and Storm are in a bar talking to each other, and it's like, did Jean take that child to a bar? Like, I know that technically Storm is like older mentally, but it's still like, it's a real bad look when you got like this teenager sitting in a bar with you, like drinking a pint. Like, what is happening here?
No.
Storm is then wrestling with the group dynamics between the New Mutants who are dealing with the loss of Doug Ramsey. Don't worry, he gets better. The mansion is below ground at this point because, again, it's been blown up. There's nothing above it. They just kind of have like this weird underground subterranean thing happening, and then they pop up for fresh air periodically.
Yeah, I'm back. Hi. Yeah, when they're talking about Doug Ramsey, it's like, oh, I'm really upset because he died, and she basically is like, yeah, well, other people died too. Sometimes they come back. We don't know. You should just chill.
Like, don't worry about it.
Sometimes they come back.
Yeah.
See, Storm is just taking a lesson on the Gambit playbook here with the, all right, things happen. Anyway, moving on. That just kind of reminds me that if you guys have watched the Loki series, where he's like, yes, that's terrible. Anyway, and like moves on.
Yeah.
That's
very sad.
Every
Anyway.
time this happens now, that's what plays through my head, is that little, yes, very sad.
Yeah.
Anyway. Gambit then showed helping an injured Stevie, who Storm yeeted down a safety hatch.
Yeeted, there's that word again.
It's always yeeted. Because there's, I guess, these other group of attack mutants show up and they're fighting with the new X-Men team here, and Storm is like, you're injured, get to safety. That's where the yeeting comes from.
Drops her down.
But I don't know how safe it is to like throw an injured person down a shaft. Is basically what Storm is doing here.
I
like,
mean,
I
they're not getting
the intent.
yeeted out an airlock, so we're fine. So,
Yet.
we're good.
But she has a knee injury. Like, the
Yeah, she's
odds
hurt.
of dropping someone with a knee injury down a hole and it not worsening the injury.
I mean, you got another knee, so...
It's not that. She's
Gonna
got
land on
like-
one leg?
Need. Yeah.
She
got
drops
two
on
knees.
Cable, and he's like out of the way, woman.
Yeah.
It's like as if it was her fault
Well,
that she
there's
just.
He's
no
always had a
sympathy.
way with women, right?
I mean, that's
no sympathy
that's
for this poor
very
woman.
Cable.
Yeah.
get out of the way.
He would have eaten her
Basically.
too.
Summers.
Basically, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, shocking turn of events, one of the involved parties in this also happens to be a Summers. It's Havoc. So, we're going to get into why is he there? Why is he turning against his mutant people? That's something for later plot.
Dun dun dun.
But basically, Gambit did not appear in the comic until now. Like, he just kind of, there's a lot of other shit going on. And then he catches this girl, and then that's pretty much it.
I do like how he's ditched the X-Men uniform already.
As he should,
Yeah, he's
'cause
like,
it's
no.
awful.
Yeah. It doesn't really work for his aesthetic.
It does not.
No.
It's too Summersy. I don't like it. So yeah, he's basically there for the last page or two, and then that's it.
Yeah.
The kids and Storm are kidnapped, and that's the end of the issue. So his entire appearance is basically just catching someone, just so he's involved, I guess, and then that's it.
Helping them limp off. I mean, like, that's,
Yeah.
you know, if you're gonna be barely there, that's a, at least he didn't have the Cable reaction. I mean, like, that shows a very
Get
very
off me, woman!
Yeah, he's like, hey, injured person, get out of the way, and then Gambit's like, let me help you to safety. Like,
Would he ever say, "Get off me"? Pineapple.
Funny.
A pineapple.
Cable, yes, but
Gambit,
Not
no.
Gambit. That's what it's
Not Gambit.
there were too many jokes cycling through my head. I couldn't decide on one.
The next issue he appears in is New Mutants, that comes out in November of 1990. It's issue number 95. This is another ongoing series. This issue is titled The Shell Game. It's part of the Extinction Agenda. We're going to be kind of diving more into the Extinction Agenda as we go along. The last issue of Uncanny X-Men is the beginning part of that. The writer for this one is Louise Simonson. The penciler is Rob Liefeld, which I thought was weird because everyone seems to have feet. The inker is Joe Rubinstein. The colorist is back to Brad Vancata.
where's the line?
Gambit's appearing in this is actually a full supporting appearance. He interacts with Cable Forge and other team members, and he supports major plot points. It opens in Genosha, nobody panic. However, everyone is naked. They should be panicking. Oh, and they're slaves.
Yeah,
so that's going well.
It felt the nudity
Yeah, this is
felt
so weird.
really unnecessary reading through it. Like, why? It's
Chris
that,
Claremont.
Yeah,
I don't
what's
like
that
it.
even supposed to mean? I don't.
How does the teleporter work but not take their clothes? I don't...
Yes, exactly. Like, I mean, I think we're working with Terminator rules. Is what
Yeah.
included. Yes.
Yeah,
But clearly the
Basically.
headband survived on one of them.
yeah.
That's weird. Yeah.
Oh.
Certain
Okay, got it.
fibers, it does not teleport. Apparently,
And
There we go. See,
since
you're covering Science Corner better than me today.
yeah.
Storm was meant to be a child, which again makes this weird.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're also supposed to be teenagers.
Yeah, it's just like... Ugh. Anyway, it's certainly a choice. It was definitely a choice.
Nobody liked that. Moving on.
Nope.
Yeah, let's just get out of here. Let's get out of here.
Nobody liked that side for in here.
Yep. Yeah, and then we shoot back to the mansion. There's this clunky recap / exposition, because in the last issue where we left off, Gambit was helping Stevie after Storm yeets her down the hole. And it's pretty clear that something is going on. Like, she chucks her down the hole, she seals the hatch. We got Cable and Forge are going up to see what happened. And then in the beginning of this issue, we've got Gambit and Sunspot rolling up to Cable and Forge, and they're like, there was an alarm! What's going on? Like, sir, you just escorted an injured party from what's going on, so clearly
He
you're at
asked
least slightly
questions.
more aware of... He asks questions, and we love him for that, because he needs to do that more often. But, we had a little bit more information to go off beyond there was an alarm. So I think since we had a writer switch between these issues, I'm gonna chalk it up to that, but I just thought that was funny. We're there's some sort of attack, we have an injured party, I'm assuming that Stevie talked to Gambit at some point while he's helping her
She was like, "You're pretty," and then lost her ability to speak. She had an
busy
out of body
swooning.
experience.
Thanks for
it happens.
saving me.
It happens to the best of us. Oh, I'm so hurt. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind getting yeeted down a safety hatch if I'm gonna get swept off my feet by
And then
handsome
promptly
Cajun
faint like
afterwards,
Jean into his arms.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's not a bad existence,
Yeah.
actually.
I am just laughing at one panel around that bit. What is with Gambit on one of them, where his neck, look, he's got a tiny head and his neck's like quite long.
Muscles.
Can you see that one?
Wait,
Just gotta
which
show the
one
muscles.
is that one?
It's the one after where it's about the alarm and it switches back and it's halfway down the page and he's like in the background. But it looks like his head's tiny and his neck's like elongated. It's so out of proportion, but it's so funny.
He's gotta show the
Yeah,
neck
like-
muscles. That's how you know he's buff.
Yeah.
There is no neck.
You'll know it when you see it.
There's
know.
like
Little
it's
head.
just like they took the head sock and then they took it like down too far, like it's covering like his chin area.
It looks like it's literally just a skull.
Yeah, but just like the top part, like missing the jaw. Yeah.
Rob Liefeld.
Yeah.
That's
There
always.
we go.
Gotta love him. Gotta love him.
It's just the weird, muscly.
Oh, that's on the page
Captain
after.
America.
I was looking at the one at the page
Dude.
before.
There's a lot that's happening there.
But yeah.
So Gambit appears. They're back at the mansion. He's rolling his sleeves up, ready to fight somebody now.
Yeah,
he's
for real,
concerned
yeah.
about Storm. He then immediately butts heads with Cable, which as he should, because he's a Summers.
Yeah.
He is more upset about Storm being missing, and he wants to know like who took her, like what's going on, where's my partner,
Who
and
took
then
my
it's basically
friend?
like, fuck them kids about everybody else that got kidnapped. Like he does not give a
Yeah.
shit at all about them whatsoever. He's just like, hey, they
Yeah.
don't matter.
But
Where's
where's
Storm? We need to
Storm?
find Storm.
Yeah, and like the dialogue in here is so weird. Like I don't know what is going on here because I don't think that any of the other characters talk like this, but like Gambit's dialogue is like a Shakespearean actor. Like his lines like, "What care I for the others whom I hardly know? It is the
Yeah.
fate of my partner that matters, as your
Yeah.
students concern you." What the hell is that? Who
Yeah.
talks like that?
Like
is
this
what
line.
happened-
This line, yeah, yeah. And what of
The-
those on the surface, Cable? What of Storm?
We just
I feel like they asked this new writer, like, hey, you know what a
are
Cajun
you?
guy sounds like, right? And they're like, yeah, sure, I've heard a Cajun guy before.
Yeah, William
It's like
Shakespeare.
one of those
got
like
it.
lying on your resume things, and then like
Yeah.
you write it, and you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, that sounds good. And they're like, who the fuck? Like, what is this?
What do you
I've
write?
never in my life heard somebody arrange the sentence like that.
I'm gonna chalk this up to like new character. Not everyone's familiar with him. I'm hoping we'll get better as we go along. This is like his fourth
Why
whole
did we
appearance ever.
default- Why do we default to
Fifth.
Shakespearean actor?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? just make him
Make
talk
him fancy.
normally.
He's fancy. He's classy. His
What
dialogue
care
is important,
I for the
however,
others?
to the plot because
funny.
he talks about Storm being missing. He talks about the attackers and how they left their weapons behind, and how they basically like abandoned everything. And like that's so weird. Why would they do that? Like that's
And their clothes.
There's important exposition.
Why?
But not the
Why
headband.
did they leave the clothes behind? Why does
It
their
is-
teleporter not do clothes?
Terminator rules. Why is the headband though? That's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's weird. They're like, she needs this for fashion.
See, if the slutty little scarf was there, it would have survived. The rest of the issue is basically the New Mutants then trying and failing to escape, and the team at the mansion trying to figure out where they went. So it's not really
Yeah.
there's not really a whole lot there. It's the Gambit appearance is important to the plot, but it's overall a very kind of brief appearance.
Yeah, the whole rest of the issue is a lot of trying to escape, failing to escape, slightly more successfully escaping. Like some of them are kind of out, but they're still stuck in the Citadel, and then it leaves off. We're back at the mansion. The X Factor team rolled in. They didn't actually do anything helpful. They just kind of they just kind of rolled in, and they're like, things have transpired, and we're here now.
Is that what
Gotta
Gambit
save
said?
the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then it's set up that I think there was like a TV report or something. I don't remember that was this issue where that like Genosha will be trying some mutants as enemies of the state, and if found guilty, they'll be executed. So that kind of cues it up for whatever we're going to have in the next issue, which I'm assuming is going to be a let's go save everybody, yay!
Yay! And that wraps up our comic overview for today. So next episode, we're going to go into more of the Extinction Agenda. Like, this is the first setup for it with this last two comics, and then we'll get further into the plot as we move along. And that brings us to Smasher Pass for the day. Riley, would you care to do the honors?
Yes, let me pull up the picture.
Yeah, we need the reference picture. I love how we're using a reference picture for this one. Meg.
Oh,
Because it's important. It's important.
Because we posted the one that...
Yeah. There were
Okay,
still some
so-
people, by the way, that smashed the Jean-Luc. Just so you're aware.
Listen, everybody has an off day. It's okay. All right? It's okay. He had one too many things to drink, all right? Okay, so... Smasher Pass. It is Gambit on page 19 of Uncanny X-Men 266. We're talking about this lovely
This
man
panel.
right here.
Oh no.
Alright, everybody.
What say ye?
Pass.
Pass.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Even if you just put a bag over his head. No?
I don't know.
No? Okay.
No.
There's not enough bag to make me unsee, like, the Walton Goggins look that he has going. If you don't know who that is, Google him.
That face
Oh,
from
no.
I feel like no,
That
that is
It's too
mean to
teethy.
Walton Goggins.
Walton Goggins has made his entire aesthetic that crazy, like,
Huh.
show your teeth vibe. That's what I'm getting out of that.
I think it's the
Oh,
it's just-
pinpoint white pupils as well.
Yeah,
like-
it's just-
Those are
it's
not
creepy.
helping.
No.
It's not... Don't like it.
Like, maybe with the correct eyes it might be better, but I don't know if that
No.
would move the needle enough.
No,
It
it's like
It
the
wouldn't
mouth
change
in it. It's like,
change it to a smash.
Because he
Yeah,
still has,
we'll
like,
see.
the unnerving, like, I have bodies in my basement look going on. I don't know what's happening with him.
Okay,
just
so the
coming out of
line
the
is
dark.
bodies in the basement. So
Yes.
you're okay with getting murdered in an alley.
I didn't
it
say
depends
murdered
on-
in an alley.
Drag.
She said
I'm
drag.
sorry, dragged. I'm sorry, I assumed that the
Being
murder was
dragged
going
into an
to-
alley for sexy reasons is different than being murdered in an alley, okay?
This is true.
It's
See,
important
for
to
me,
know.
the murder was implied. So it's just, depending
You need to read
on
more
where the-
fanfic that involves wall slamming. That's all I gotta say.
I think I listen to more true crime than I read
Yeah.
the fanfics that you read.
Well, that says more about you. Some of us think not murder all the time, okay? Anyway, moving on to this week's Charge the Card. Available now for pre-order at Entertainment Earth is the X-Men Gambit 1 12-inch action figure by Mezco Toys. They're supposed to arrive in August. They're $116. It actually looks pretty cool. Like, that looks like a really good figure. It's got, like, the black mission suit. It's got armor and wrist guards and, like, the staff.
It
And
is.
there's a whole different kind of group of throwing cards effects. Like,
This is a re-release, by the way.
I covet it a little bit.
Yeah, I
It looks-
have this one. You can't see
He's
it.
worth it?
It's... Oh yeah, it's
Okay.
really cool. It's really cool.
So, if you guys didn't get in on the first round of these, it is coming out for pre-order again, and we do have pictures of him on the Gambit Spawning Instagram. For comic spotting, first half of January, on the 13th, we have the Marvel Rivals poster collection that is coming out. It's a collected book. It's possible there's going to be a Gambit appearance. There's some Gambit art that I saw being passed around that may end up in that. Unknown if it's an actual like Gambit appearance this time, but keep an eye out for that if you like the Marvel Rivals art style. It's a cool book to pick up anyway. And then on January 14th, we are finally back to Uncanny X-Men. Number 22 is coming out. We are back. We are done with the 3-month detour that was the Age of Revelation, which I feel was underwhelming overall. I did like...
Overall, yeah.
I didn't read the last one. Don't tell me yet.
I'm not going to tell you.
Wait,
what
you
it is.
haven't?
I
I
didn't read
didn't
the last
read-
one either.
No, I haven't been able to.
Unbreakable wrapped up nicely. That's all I'm going to tell you. The rest of this, like, Rogue Storm ended kind of weird and confusing, like it has been.
I
the whole
don't.
time, and just
I'm not gonna
Everything about Rogue Storm was weird and confusing. I do wish that we had like one more issue of Unbreakable, just like one more.
I feel
think
like
would have
every
been-
one of those could have done well with one more issue. I think maybe
Yeah.
4 books
Yeah.
would have given you enough time. 3 is just too much. It's too much too quick. and it
It's
was
too
really
much to
hard.
cram into 3 issues. Like the pacing,
get
I think would have
into.
benefited from a 4th one. Yeah.
Yeah. But we're back to Uncanny. You know, that makes me happy because I feel like
Yay!
Uncanny is amazing and I like to read it. So I'm excited
Yep.
to get back to that. And we're done with stupid events. For actor spotting, we only have one. Alessandro Giuliani, which is our voice of Gambit from X-Men Evolution, is going to be at the Fan Expo in New Orleans, which is next week, the 9th through the 11th. So if you guys are in the New Orleans area, make sure you go check him out. Up next, we're going to go again into the rest of the Extinction agenda. So I will go ahead and post this next week the issues that you need to read for that if you would like to read along with us. And we will see you guys then. Have a good rest of your week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.